Some reporters asked me recently what the dominant issue is going to be in the presidential campaign next year, and I said, well, at this rate, it certainly doesn't look like it's going to be the debt or the deficit, even though that has been the big issue here in Washington, D.C. recently. Of course, we don't know until next year, but let me tell you why I say that. That's because I've been looking at our monthly update on most important problem. These are data that we get every single month when we ask Americans what is the most important problem facing the country. And right now, this month, which is July, we find the responses still dominated by, guess what? The economy and jobs and unemployment. You see the numbers there, 31% of Americans spontaneously say that the economy is the top problem, and another 27% say that it is unemployment and jobs. Then, down at 16% comes the federal deficit. That's up from last month, but actually that's not that much higher than where it was back in April when it was at about the same level. So there are some mentions of the deficit as the nation's top problem, but this survey came right when all of the news coverage has been about the debt ceiling that's going to be reached, the deadline for the debt ceiling on August 2nd, and the debates and wrangling that are going over here in Washington. And yet with all of that, just 16% of Americans say the debt or the deficit is the nation's top problem. Now, you ask me, what are other problems that Americans mention other than the economy? Well, 9% say the biggest problem facing the country is Congress and government, dissatisfaction with the way things are being run. 8% say the biggest problem is health care. And then from that point on, we get relatively small mentions of a wide variety of other problems, including wars and illegal immigration and education and so on and so forth. But the bottom line from our July update on Americans telling us what they perceive to be the most important problem facing the country, it still is the economy and jobs. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, Gallup's Editor-in-Chief.